should be jumping on here very soon. We figured though we put the 8 o'clock time out. We're gonna get on the dot, man.
Yeah,
On
we
the
probably have
dot.
like probably 5 or 6 people. That's including you and I actually wanting to hear this and watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. So we hope you guys came out and watched the top 5 songs inspired by Stephen King videos dropping this week. I know mine was a trash fire. Jeez.
Trash fire. What was it? I thought it was fine.
Well, I don't know. I struggled, man. So tonight we're gonna be doing the top 5 Stephen King movies. And guys, as you know, this is all of our personal thing, and I'm not trying to sell you that this is the top 5 songs. Period. I mean, fuck, movies. Period. But this is my top 5 faves. You know, Joe's gonna like go with his top 5 because you know everybody they you know. Hell, whenever I talk about my top 10 movies and I say Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 is in my top 10 movies of all time.
Yeah.
Am I saying it's better than fucking I don't know, Silence of the Lambs? No, probably not, but to me it is. To me, I enjoy it more than watching Silence of the Lambs. So
I need to go back and do Texas Chainsaw 2. I haven't seen it since like 2000, like when I moved to Tennessee.
My thing is I grew up with that. That was my first Texas movie. So you know,
that was the first one.
That has a lot to do with and in the backstage area, the Trent man is here.
Oh, he's arrived.
Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to go up here with this shrimp. Okay,
he's the walking dude.
He is the walking dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so we went live. We're just kind of shooting the shit about, you know, well, we talked about the top 5 inspired songs.
Yeah, those are good lists, man.
Yeah, and
we're all one song, the same album.
Is that not pathetic when you watched our video, and especially my dumb ass when you posted me first? I'm like, dude, this Black Sabbath song, nobody's going to put this Black Sabbath song on there. And the next fucking video is Trent being like, I love this Black Sabbath song. I'm like, damn it.
I forgot to talk about that. I'm glad you covered the Tony Martin era and stuff.
I love the Tony Martin stuff.
Yeah, because I forgot to. Yeah, it's great stuff, man.
Apparently, Forbidden is getting a remix and a re-release sometime soon.
Cool.
That is awesome.
Because there's some good stuff on that record.
Especially the Ice-T song.
The Ice-T song is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So I know me personally, I wanted to revisit a lot of Stephen King movies the last week or so, and it really didn't happen like I wanted it to happen. Unfortunately, there's like movies I remember loving when I was younger, and I was wanting to revisit them to see if I still love them as much now. But I didn't get to, so you know, it's all good. It's all good. I'm sure it wouldn't have changed my my tops here. I doubt it wouldn't. Like I was Joe and I was talking about backstage, like you know. Yeah.
I was talking backstage.
We're talking backstage about how a lot of you out there like a little bit of alcohol.
How many of you want to drink tequila?
But like a movie I remember loving whenever I was younger, back in the 90s was Sometimes They Come Back. I remember loving it, but my old ass head, I don't even remember it anymore. I can't even tell you anything that went on in the movie.
Was that a made for TV movie?
Yes. No,
there were a couple of them.
There were what 2 or 3 after that. Sometimes They Come Back Again, and I don't remember ever seeing the sequels. I remember having a recording Sometimes They Come Back whenever it was on TV. I think in like 91, and I recorded it. I loved watching it. actually loaned it to a girlfriend and never got it back.
Sometimes they come back. 1991, made for TV.
That sucks, man. I know that feeling too, man. Like you wish you got it back.
And Trent, if you think of the year, you know who the fuck has it.
Yeah. Oh,
and there were 2 sequels. So there's 3 of them.
Okay.
3 sequels to it. Yeah. What was it? A short story it was based on, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a short story that I think is in. I think it's in Night Shift.
Yeah. I love that book. I can't remember all the stories, and I know Trucks was in there. Like, you're talking about Trucks. It was in there with Maximum Overdrive was based on.
Night Shift is a good collection.
True too, man. I can't remember what all was in there. But those are my jams when I was a teen. Like Skeleton Crew, different seasons, Night Shift, and Robert McCammon's Blue World. Those are my short stories.
Oh yeah, man. I remember you turned me on to Blue World, man.
Yeah,
that one short story about the peephole. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Ooh, the peephole.
Yeah, it wasn't a peephole. It's a glory hole, right?
Glory hole.
Glory hole. Yeah.
Cisco, it took place. Yeah, they had the glory hole.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
Soft Tom was joining that Clown in the Cornfield, Adam Cesara. I'm joining the hell out of that.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Yeah. I'm really digging it.
Yeah, I'm about halfway with it now. It's
and fighting words.
What up, man?
Oh, what up, buddy?
So yeah, man, because now that I'm thinking about like some of the movies, Doug and I were saying it sounds like he and I are both going strictly just the horror Stephen King. So I'm eliminating Shawshank Redemption. I'm eliminating Running Man, even though it's not a good adaptation of the story, but the movie is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eliminate Running Man too, because I had that like in my mind, was kicking that around, and I might add it. I love that damn scene where the dude gets electrocuted, the big fat dude. I don't know what it is about me and electricity, and like I'm loving these electrocution scenes, man.
Guys, I don't know what we're going to say tonight, but I think Them's Fighting Words has the quote of the night.
Glory holes.
That's why I come to hang out.
Yeah. That's great, man. Great.
So, who wants to go first? Do we want to maybe start with Trent's end, go Joe, then me?
Okay.
We can do that. Oh, let's see. Mine's all over the place. I'm going to go number 5. I'm going to say, since we had to eliminate Running Man, I'll go with The Shining. I'll do 5, The Shining.
Oh, 5, The Shining.
Now you're going with the Kubrick one, not the TV one, right?
Yeah, the Kubrick one, even though Stephen King himself hated that.
So here's the thing: have you guys seen the TV version?
I haven't.
I own it on DVD, and I've never watched it.
Oh,
it's a better version of the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the acting and stuff is obviously not.
Yeah.
Okay. So Salem's Lot one that had the second TV movie that had Rob Lowe.
The second Salem's Lot has Rob Lowe.
Yeah,
I've not seen that one.
I've not either. And I own that one as well.
Yeah. Stanley Kubrick in his version, he did a really good job with it. It's just Stephen King said it was the ones you guys are talking about, the other one that was made, he said it was more toward his vision, So ace, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's because the ending of the Kubrick movie is so different with what happens with Jack Nicholson's character.
Yeah. And it was just like the way they acted it, like they exhausted themselves. Like I think Shelley Duvall actually like lost hair from doing that role because it was such a tough role. She had to like act for like cry and just scene for like hours a day, and he made her go through the bat scene. She had to do that like 100-something takes, man.
Yeah, and it sounds like Kubrick was quite the asshole.
Kubrick's perfectionism.
So yeah, he would put people through shit, man. Like you probably wouldn't even get away with these days.
Yeah. Right. And people would just, like call out totally. Actually, Shelley Duvall, have y'all heard about? She's like really mental now, like Dr. Phil. Yeah, I was going to try it too.
You know how I get, Al.
Basic Doug.
But
Basic Doug for y'all.
He's got his Ugg boots on.
Very sweet. I would have my fairy boots on, but I'm kind of free footing it today. It has a very, very sweet pumpkin taste. I'm in love, y'all.
Yeah. I love beer like that, dude. It's cool.
Too bad I only have a 6-pack because I'll be chugging these like those Metallica beers that night. Jeez.
Yeah. All the Metallica beers.
Yeah, those were good. I remember that, man. Those were really good. But yeah, just I didn't know that Shelley Duvall was experiencing such mental illness now, but I think Dr. Phil got a lot of shit for sensation. I think he sensationalized a lot of it.
Now, Dr. Phil doesn't sensationalize.
Yeah. Shitty of him. I agree with people. Shitty of him to do that to her because she's a damn good actress, man. And she needs to be remembered for that, not mental problems she's having. But anyway, Shining was the Stanley Kubrick version is my number 5 pick.
Plus, it's got fucking Scatman Crothers in it, and that's the best fucking name for a character actor ever.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going to go on the fly because I'm changing some of mine as we're talking. This always happens every time we do this.
It's okay.
I think back to when I was getting visibly drunk doing the Metallica episode, and like you could tell I was stressing over Creeping Death or Bleeding Me. Which one do I go with? So number 5, I'm going to go with. I love it, and it's based on I think at least two short stories, and then like one might be an original that he wrote for the movie. I'm gonna go Creepshow.
Yeah,
because I love Creepshow.
That is some good shit, man. Yeah,
and I actually like Creepshow 2 as well. But
I was gonna. Yeah, I think. And have you watched any of the Shudder's Creepshow yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good shit, man. I haven't. I've watched the first season. I got to catch up with it. I started the second.
There's no second season.
There's only one for right now.
They shut it. They shut down the filming of it because of Corona, pandemic shit. They just announced that they are doing an animated episode for this year, and it's going to be in a. Yeah, there's going to be 2 adaptations. One's going to be a King story, and the other one's going to be a Joe Hill story. I don't know the stories.
Joe Hill, yeah.
So
I love the Grady Hendrix story they did in there too. And no one Grady Hendrix. Would they do Grady Hendrix? Or I'm thinking.
They did a Grady Hendrix. I'm pretty sure
that one was good. And then there was that other author we like a lot.
Maybe it wasn't Grady Hendrix.
It was Shaw. That dude, David Shaw.
David Shaw. Yeah,
that's the one I was thinking.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
So my excitement for Creepshow season 2, and then we'll get back to the movie. I'm sorry, Joe.
Okay.
All right.
Joe effing Lynch is directing one of the episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I fucking love it. Okay, but Creepshow. Oh yes. It almost made mine, dude. It really did. And Creepshow 2, I really like Creepshow 2.
I do too.
I love the artwork, like with the skeleton at the ticket booth. And
love the stories in Creepshow too.
I'm a sucker for those anthology movies too. And I was talking to Doug before you got here, Trent. Like I had just watched on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a whole bunch of Hammer movies. Kate and I watched a bunch of the Hammer vampire movies last week. We did like Twins of Evil and The Vampire Lovers and The Vampire Circus, and then it also recommended to us the House That Dripped Blood, and that's an anthology set. And of course, it has like the framing story, which I always like. So in Creepshow, it's like the kid reading the comic books, and his dad is like riding his, giving him a hard time. And I think the first story, the one where the woman like cuts off somebody's head and they like serve it on the cake, I think that was original. That was an original story that Steven wrote for the movie, and then he's in the one movie where the scene where he's the bumpkin, and he like the meteor lands and he touches it, and the fungus grows all over him, and then the fungus completely engulfs the town.
Yeah.
So that
man.
So that one is funny just because it has Stevie in it.
Yeah.
And then there's another one in there that's based on a short story he did called The Crate. And I think that's the one where there's like this weird little critter inside of a crate that's like delivered to a university.
Yeah.
and it has a character actor, and I can see the guy's face. I can't think of his name, but he also showed up in at least one episode of Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh wow, I love that shit. Yeah,
and so
that sounds so cool, man. Like,
I'm just a sucker for that stuff. So
yeah, me too. I love like you said, anthology movies and yeah, all that stuff, man. The frame and stuff, man. That shit's awesome. I gotta check that out. That's
I've got a pin. I think it may be back there on the little board.
Yeah.
Of Creep Show, and then Caitlin a couple of years ago got me a metal pin of it's a shot of Stephen King as the farmer with like the fungus growing over him, and he's got this goofy like cross-eyed look on his face.
Yeah, Stephen King.
So I've got it on one of my jackets.
Yeah, he looks awesome as shit, dude. Like yeah, I gotta check. That's what I like about American Horror Story too. You got those like, it's kind of like anthology like. I mean, it's not really.
Yeah.
It kind of is. You got every season like this and that, and then they do different concepts and shit. I love it. Joe Hill. I rate Joe Hill. I haven't read a whole as much as I have Stephen King and people like that, but what I've read of Joe Hill, I love it, man. Like, it's really good stuff. Just brilliant, man.
I've never read them.
Yeah.
Nosferatu, I love that. Heart-shaped box. Oh God, I want to read it. I have it, and I just, it's not on top of the TBR, so I've never made it to read it. I think the movie that they adapted for Horns, that was really good. My favorite Joe Hill, though, it's probably Lock and Key, the comic book series that he has out through IDW. Now, I say that, and he also has something that just came out with the last 8 months, maybe a little bit longer. Pandemic's really fucked up my time frame of
that's crazy.
But it was called A Basket Full of Heads, and I've not finished.
Great title.
It's all out. I've not finished it yet, but the issues I've read, yes.
Yeah.
I'm full on board with Joe Hill, and I look forward to
writers. Yeah, I love especially horror writers, dude.
Yeah. All right, so my number 5 is going to be Maximum Overdrive.
Oh yeah. I love that movie.
This one directed by Stephen King.
Yeah.
And as you probably saw in all 3 of our 5 songs inspired by Stephen King, we love the soundtrack. It was done by AC/DC.
Yeah.
I mean, everything from the Green Goblin, truck. I mean, shit like that. I've watched this my whole fucking life, man. It's like, as far as I can remember, Maximum. Is it a great movie? Hell no. But it's fucking good. It's fun, and that's what this is about. It's like I would much rather revisit this movie than some of the others. Now, obviously, I'm going top 5 here of my list. There will be some honorable mentions, but we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah.
Trent, what would be your number 4?
My number 4, I'm gonna go with let me see. I'm gonna go with Cat's Eye. It was a TV made for TV.
Oh,
yeah.
I've not seen that.
Was that made for TV?
Yeah, I think it was. Wasn't it on TV? I want to say.
It could be. I had no clue. I love that too, dude. I don't want to. Go ahead and talk about it. And I do have something to say about that too.
I'm just shooting shit, man. It's. I haven't seen the movie in a long ass time because I want to get a copy of it, but I just love the whole thing with there's more electricity again. It's like a shock.
Is Drew Barrymore in that one?
Say what, bud?
Is that one Drew Barrymore?
I think so. I think she did play in that.
Because I think she's in
around to the song to the No More Tears.
Firestarter.
Yeah, that was Firestarter. You're right.
Okay, let me see. I feel like she might be in Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye was like a on
the Quitters Inc. Yeah, that story.
It's another anthology type movie. My favorite one. I say it's
James
my
Woods.
favorite. Dude, there's this one where they're like, dude's like outside. He's on like a like outside a building on like a ledge.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that gives me anxiety every freaking time I watch it. I mean, my anxiety goes high when I watch that. But yeah, I love Cat's Eye. I love that movie. It wasn't James Woods? Wasn't he the guy that is trying to quit smoking?
Quit smoking.
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's like there was an anthology like thing too, because there was another. They blended it in with another. There was the Cat's Eye and then Quitter's Inc. There was another not a cat too. That was it was. I want to get a copy of that again. I just remember loving it when I seen it.
You can get it on Blu-ray. I mean, brand new cost me $10, and I think FYE had it for like $4.99 like last year.
Well, I'm gonna snap it after we get off here, man. Like, because
I don't know if it's still that cheap, but I mean they had it. You know, they do those Halloween sales. So this time last year it was like $4.99. So it's really good movie. Good movie. Good pick.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. Gosh, I think I'm gonna go. Again, I don't have a lot of the discs, so I'll hold up the books when it's appropriate. And Creepshow, I couldn't find my stuff. I'm almost going The Mist, but I think that's going to be one of my honorable mentions. And I'm just going to go with the OG. I'm going to go with Carrie. And I'm going to do not the remake. There was some stuff I liked about the remake where they showed a little bit more of the destruction of the town.
Yeah,
that's the Brian Fuller remake, right?
Yeah,
or the newest remake,
the newest one. And they showed some more of the scenes where Carrie, after the school, where she has the freak out and she kind of destroys the town. And I thought that part was cool about the movie. But I thought that the adaptation, that second one, didn't do a good job with the girl that played Carrie is too cute. She's really pretty. So you kind of Carrie can't be really pretty. That's kind of the thing. So that's why I'm going to go with the original Brian De Palma one. It's slow and it's dated and it has all of those things. But I mean, for what it was and just for kickstarting, I guess the novel, of course, kickstarts his career, and the movie kickstarts, making the movies based on Stephen stuff. And just for, that classic scene of that shot of her with the blood, there's still nothing I think that looks as cool as Sissy Spacek covered in the blood.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you have John Travolta is supposed to be the badass motherfucker.
It's so weird to think that John Travolta was in Carrie, because when I think of John Travolta, I don't think Carrie. I think Grease and Pulp Fiction
and Saturday Night Fever and all that.
Yeah, I probably think Pulp Fiction because that's one of my top movies, and Grease because that's one of Jamie's top movies. But yeah, you don't think that. Yeah, he was in fucking Carrie.
He was in Carrie. So was
what year was Carrie? What year they?
Like 77.
Yeah, so that was right. What are you doing?
Here's the thing with I know the exact year of Carrie, because on Facebook, I'm a part of some horror movie groups, and people like name a horror movie that came out the year you were born. That's why. 1976.
That was before Saturday Night. That's when he's probably doing Welcome Back, Kotter and shit.
Yeah. Chloe was the girl's name in the newer one. Chloe something.
Yeah. She was
too pretty.
She was in the movie Kick-Ass, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And also, let's see. In 1976 Carrie, there's PJ Souls is in it.
Oh, from Halloween.
Yeah.
That's another one I got to revisit because there's some parts I don't remember, but I remember it was a great movie when I seen it, man. Like, you could say the same about The Shining being dated and stuff, but I mean, it's just like the whole atmosphere of The Shining is crazy. Like, it's just it's not jump scare stuff.
The thing about The Shining, and as we talked earlier today. I was telling you when I was wanting to revisit a lot of movies, and The Shining was the one I did get to revisit this week.
Yeah, me too.
Well, to me that movie, the Jack Nicholson is just so freaking good.
Oh yeah, he's great in it.
I can't look at that movie as being outdated just because of how freaking good he is.
Didn't he when he did the Here's Johnny thing? Wasn't that wasn't that just like he just like did that right there? It wasn't in the script. I think he just did Here's Johnny and it stuck. Yeah, he was. I've seen some behind the scenes footage, and he was really getting into the role. Like he was like slapping himself in the face, getting himself crazy mad and shit.
Al broke it down for you. That's the last name.
I think that's what it is.
So my number 4, where Joe he was going to grasp it, but he decided an honorable mention. Guess what I went with for my number 4?
You know The Mist?
Yeah,
it's brutal, man.
Oh yeah,
it's dark. It's brooding. It's depressing. Yeah. I love it. Thomas Jane. I mean, God.
And he did that like right around the time that he did that Punisher movie, right?
Let's see. This is from 2007. What year was the Punisher?
Punisher, I think it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah,
also starring John Travolta.
True. 2007. So yeah, you guys are seeing this. This is a DVD. I hate double dipping on Blue, so it's like I'm waiting for like the great version.
Yeah.
Because I mean this version of the DVD is fucking awesome. It's a 2-disc. It has the black and white version of The Mist.
Cool.
I mean, it's just a really good stat. It's kind of like the Devil's Reject DVD. Just a really good DVD. As a matter of fact, though, the DVD is better than the Blu-ray on Devil's Reject.
Devil's Rejects. That's cool. It's got all that stuff on it, man.
Yeah, I think the Blu-ray does have all that stuff. But it's like, I know that someone, Shout Factory or Arrow or someone will bite and just give us a sexy and probably bring most of that with it. So I'm kind of waiting. If I find it for like under $10, I'll probably just get it. But I've not been successful in that, so I'm not upgraded that one. But
The Mist is cool because that's like
it's one of them you'll find eventually, and you'll be like, I need that upgrade. And
The Mist has got some of his Lovecraftian influence coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some dark shit.
With the creatures from the other side or whatever.
Yeah.
That was pretty much a novella, right? Inside Skeleton Crew.
I can't remember which collection it is, but yeah, it's one of the.
I want to say it was in Skeleton Crew, but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
Yeah. I checked that out from the library. Let's see, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was 2018. Actually, it was when Castle Rock came out on Hulu.
Yeah.
It was like I was wanting to, dive into like some Stephen King. So I checked that one out from the library because, unfortunately, I do not have Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, I don't have the book. I need to get it again, dude. Yeah. Castle Rock series you're talking about. We watched one of the episodes. I think the first one at your house one night after a horror buddies, and like I want to get back in. I want to finish that too now that I got Hulu because like that was awesome. I love the Castle Rock world, man.
Here's the thing. I don't want to ruin it for you, but I feel that is a strong season, but I hate the fucking ending. We just started the second season, and so far it's been freaking good. But it's like I thought the other one was really good up until the ending, and an ending can ruin something. It can taint you.
It can,
Yeah,
And
I didn't really like the ending.
yeah.
Oh, uh, Al's talking about the ending of The Mist. Yes, I love that they went that way with the ending of The Mist, and that's probably why it's like always kind of stuck to me. It's just because I mean, good God, man,
Yeah, that's some
how
dark.
bleak, man.
Yeah.
Fucking love that bleak shit.
Yeah. It's like Joe said, there's Lovecraft like influences coming out there,
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't get no darker than Lovecraft, dude.
Yeah. I think they did a really good job with the whole I mean the grocery store scene where it's like something's lurking out there, and I
Yeah.
I think they did a damn good job, man.
Yeah, dude. That was a good short story too, man. The Mist. It was
Yeah.
like it just pulled you in and just like, good God, man. I mean, because it's like, especially way now, this year's going, it could be some shit that really happens. Like here's some mist caused by pollution or something. The way this year's going, I wouldn't fucking put it, but you in the whole story, man.
Yeah, I think Trent just called it. The Mist is happening. It's coming in
The mist
November,
is
y'all.
happening.
We already had Godzilla.
There's a lot. I felt like a lot of the premise of Stranger Things was similar to The Mist, of like a secret in a government agency conducting a test that accidentally opens a portal to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell they were totally influenced by by Stephen King.
Yeah. Did you watch the Castle Rock series, Joe, on Hulu?
I tried to watch. I watched a few episodes and I just felt like it wasn't going anywhere, so I gave up on that one after like 4 or 5 episodes.
We watched one of Doug's one night at well, Doug's seen probably all of them, but we watched one night at a horror buddy thing, and I was gonna check it out because I got Hulu now, And
Yeah,
I was gonna see it.
I really love the first part of the season, but by the ending, it was just like I just thought they dropped the ball. The new season we're watching it now, and it's tied into like Misery. So
yeah.
I'm really digging it so far. I just hope they don't shit the bed on the ending of it.
Yeah. Fucking I like just that whole world, like the characters you run into. I like maybe some of the Stand By Me people that he's wrote.
Yeah,
Vern Tessio was in one of the prison in one of the Skeleton Crew stories, and I was hoping he'd encounter some people like that in it, like Ace Merle or Vern Tessio,
Yeah, I know there were a couple characters in it from Needful Things.
Yeah, Needful Things. That's a good fucking movie, man.
Yeah, speaking of honorable mentions, y'all want to talk about some honorable mentions? Because Needful Things is definitely an honorable mention for me.
I've never seen the movie.
It's really good, but you know what? I don't have it in my collection, and that bums me out.
Yeah, that was a damn good movie.
Sure.
That'd be an honor. And I love Stand By Me, even because we couldn't do horror. That would probably be my number one movie of all if we were doing the horror season. But I love Different Seasons too. That's one of my favorite books.
I've never read it.
Oh, dude, it's great. It's got out people, Shawshank,
the Body, which is Stand By Me, and what's the other one? There was one of, that one's never been made, right? That one's never been made.
That's the only one never was a movie. It's about like a doctor telling a story and a big snowstorm, and this chick, she's pregnant, trying to go to the hospital, and she like loses her head. She gets in a wreck, decapitates her head, and he delivers the baby for her. Like the head tells her to deliver my baby, and
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's really just strange. It's not really horror, but it's just a strange, like it's a good story.
For me, The Stand didn't make it onto mine. I really loved it, but I don't think it really aged well, in my opinion.
The one with Molly Ringwald?
Yeah.
I was actually going to think about putting that on my honorable mentions too, because I feel like for what it was actually pretty good. And Kate and I argue about this all the time. The Stand is not one of my favorite Stephen stories.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime they can like pare it down I'm kind of in favor of it for that one.
Yeah.
And I felt like that one does a decent job for what it was, like a TV movie in what, like 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long ass. I never could finish the book. I need to finish it, break down, finish it one day. Like, damn, maybe even the series that it was like what 2 or 3 installments of it. Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
And there's 2 versions of the book.
You have the original version wasn't as thick as that fucking behemoth that I had.
Yeah, because it was like re-released in like 1991, where they added in a bunch of stuff, and he like updated the references to include the fucking Ninja Turtles or something like that. It was like whatever.
The Stand, Clive Barker's was Great Secret Show. That's a hell of a monster book too, man. It's like that thick, you know.
I guess that if we're doing honorable mentions for Steven, because I'm not doing Running Man, I'd put Running Man in there. Like,
me too. Richard
sorry,
Dawson.
Stella's got her toys, but that movie's amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of audiobooks, I've never read it, and I'm actually listening to it right now on an audiobook, and I'm wishing I would just read it, because anytime Henry is in it, his racism, hearing that so much is just like makes me cringe.
Bastard.
It's like, oh. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm in the minority on this. I do not like it. I think
you don't like it.
That book, and then the movies, just like now the Tim Curry movie at least did have some images that I thought were genuinely scary.
Yeah.
But dude, that book is a fucking slog, and I don't really know if it's worth it. Like, there's the Derry interludes in between the main part of the story, but then the story has continual flashbacks. So you're being told, the kids version, the adult version, and then the history of Derry all at the same fucking time. And it's like, it's really 2 novels and then a series of short stories thrown into one book. And it's like, here, 1,200 pages.
Well, that's why I'm audiobooking it. I got like 6 hours left. It's a honking 40. I'm sure them Fighting Words. I'm sure The Stand is about a 40-hour audiobook too.
Oh, it's got to be, because that expanded version is like 1,100 pages or so. Because I read the expanded version of The Stand first, and then I found the original version that's like 700 pages, and I read that one. And the part that's frustrating is there's amazing stuff that they cut out and put in the expanded that I think they should have put in the original one. And then there's other stuff that I'm like, why didn't you cut this from both?
Yeah.
Because I just don't get some of it.
Yeah, but dude, you're talking about it, man. It's like trying to read Moby Dick. You got this, he goes and talks about this, and then it's something totally different. Just takes your mind in like 3 or 4 different directions, man.
I've always thought that they really squandered the opportunity to double dip with it, where they could have presented it as the story and then released alongside it like a compendium of short stories telling the backstory to Derry.
Yeah, that would have been sweet, man.
Because as just one book, because I also think as individual stories, the Derry interludes are pretty cool. But man, when you're like 700 pages in and it's like Derry interlude part 4,
I think that was what I think I read somewhere where Stephen King said that he was drinking a lot when he wrote that. And shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Twice all over the place,
Because that was like right around when he also did Tommyknockers, and he talks about like he had tissues and stuff stuffed up his nose because he kept getting nosebleeds because of all the cocaine, and he's just fucking clacking away at the typewriter like he's all coked out of his fucking gourd and has no idea what's happening.
He finally got clean in like early 90s, I think. I'm glad he did, man.
Because then Tommyknockers goes nuts too. Like,
wasn't Tommyknockers his last book to write on, before he cleaned up?
I think so.
Or
from that era, because then again in the 2000s when he got hit by that van and was all messed up, he was all fucked up on painkillers when he wrote Dreamcatcher, and it shows because Dreamcatcher also doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense.
Yeah, he couldn't sit for a long period of time.
Yeah,
hurting, so he did painkillers to write and shit. Yeah,
but then I'm also not a Dark Tower fan, so like anytime he starts veering off into Dark Tower, I'm like, Steven. Because it goes into some Dark Tower stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy. I never read Dark Towers much. I can't really comment on those. I don't know.
The rumor is he's working on It too, but that's a rumor. We'll see. Actually,
read that one.
Both. I enjoyed the new version of It, and also enjoyed the Tim Curry version of It. And
when I was a kid, the Tim Curry one scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I like the new It movies that come out a few years ago. I liked those. I thought the actors and it was really done well, and they did a good job on it.
Yeah,
I wish they do Eyes of the Dragon, but I was wondering if you ever read that one. That'd be.
I do like Eyes of the Dragon.
I did too. It was like a
that
fantasy.
was actually going to be a Hulu show, and whenever pretty much Disney bought pretty much most of Hulu, right? Whenever they bought Fox, I think it tanked, and it was actually going to be.
That's a cool story, man. The kids could watch that, dude. It's not.
Yeah. It is cool.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, unless someone else picks it up, which I mean, if Netflix picks it up, they'll cancel it after season 2.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
They're bad about that, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if we may, no one has any more honorable mentions. Let's see. We are at 3, Trent.
3.
Number 3. I'm gonna go with Creep Show 2. I got to do that, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, them's fighting words. Yep, that cover was fucking freaky, dude. I mean, Tim Curry was just freaky, especially if you have anything with clowns creep you out. Yeah.
Well, I still think the opening sequence of the Tim Curry movie is one of the best scenes of any Steven. And when you first see him with like the scary teeth and stuff, there's no gore, but just the image of him with the crazy eyes and the teeth and like that scared me so much when I was a kid. So even though I thought they did a cool version of it with the new movie, it doesn't have that effect on me because you know, it's like when you hear, I don't know, the fucking Beatles for the first time when you're like 5 and you're like, or whatever, and it just won't hit you like that because I remember having to rent it from Blockbuster with the 2 fucking VHS things where it was like the VHSs were together, so it kind of like flopped around.
Yeah.
And so you didn't have to like watch the first hour and a half and then put in the second one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that really scared me.
Man, yeah, when it was like a long movie. Yeah. Damn, I forgot about that. That's funny.
So Trent, what's your favorite segment in Creep Show 2?
I like the last one. It's my favorite because I love like the whole hitchhiker thing. Like where he's like, "Thanks for the ride, lady." It's so funny and shit.
Right, lady.
Especially seeing that he got hit by a car later on. Like, see him doing that.
I really like the raft one.
Yeah. It's the second. Yeah, what was the first one was about the wooden Indian, and then the second teenagers went swimming, and then the raft, like that mist, not mist, but the blob,
oil blob.
Yeah, like the oil slick.
Yeah, I love Creep Show 2, man. That's an awesome movie.
The story that the raft is based on is pretty cool as well, and it's a little different because like in Creep Show 2, the kid does like he does out swim it. He gets to the shore, and then it grabs him.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how the book or the story ends, but there's a part obviously the part where like it grabs the dude and it pulls him through the pallet or whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly because I feel like he kind of describes the person that's being pulled through as almost like you took a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah.
And you like work the toothpaste out, and this dude's like, all the pressure builds up and his organs are rupturing and like his eyes are popping and all this crazy shit. Like it's gnarly.
Yeah. And in the movie, they had that beautiful girl, man. Like, cause it got her in the face, which I'm glad they got a really pretty girl to do that because it made it all more like horrific when it started eating her face off and shit.
Speak for yourself. She was still hot.
Yeah. Even then. Yeah.
That's not gonna scare me away.
Yeah.
Especially because those dudes, I feel like, from what I remember in that movie, I feel like we're talking prime, like Speedos and like suntan lotion on the nose, like That's what the dudes are looking like. Like it's from fucking sleepaway camp or something.
Yeah, totally, man.
fucking tall socks.
Yeah, it's all socks.
Short
Yeah.
shorts.
Socks, socks,
Nice.
yeah, but yeah, that dude, I love that movie. I always will. It's just awesome, man.
Yeah, they're a ton of fun. I love the Creep Show.
Yeah.
Guys.
Joe, what's your number 3?
So I'm kind of racking my brain as to the order to put this in. So I guess I'll just do it. I'll put it at number 3 just because, like you said, Doug, it's not the best movie, but it is awesome. And
yes.
I mean, I can't not do it. I mean, fucking Emilio Estevez is the hero.
Yeah.
It's got Yeardley Smith, who's the voice of Lisa Simpson. She's in it.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. And
I forgot about that.
yeah, Yeardley's in it, or Yardley, however you say it. But and it's definitely got its dull parts, but dude, that the whole opening and I think it opens with like Stephen King is a character, and he goes to the ATM, and the ATM cusses at him, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And then it plays "Who Made Who," and that opening sequence with the fucking steamroller like steamrolls this dude over, and there's like a lawnmower attacking a guy, and
That's just so funny, man.
the vending machine is like shooting the sodas at dudes. Like, I could just watch that over and over and over. That scene is amazing.
Fun movie, like you guys said, it's not made worth a damn, but it's fun. It's like a good B-rate horror movie. It's just fun as hell, man.
Well, and what sucks is it sounds like the production on that was such a shit show that one of the guys, I can't remember if he was like a stunt coordinator or a director of photography or what his position was, but
yeah,
I feel like there was an accident because of something, and the dude got hit in the eye with something, and I feel like he was blinded in one eye.
Oh man, yeah, damn.
And because I feel like that was also prime. I mean, obviously that's like prime Steven in terms of his popularity, the mid 80s, but that's also when he's super fucked up on, all of the cocaine and all the alcohol and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of blame it. They blame, I guess, a lot of the issues on Stevie.
Yeah. I love that when he stars in his own movies. There was one that him and Clive Barker was in together. It was funny as hell, too. I can't remember what movie it was from. Or it's a wreck. They have a wreck, and like Stephen King gets out of the car and his glasses are hanging off, and he's like going, "Rock you at it, Clive Barker." Yeah, I love Maximum Overdrive. That's just fun, man.
It's great.
So for my top 3, you honestly could mix and match them. I mean, it's not definitive what these are. I honestly love all 5 of these movies, obviously, but the 3 of these movies, it's really just hard for me to distinguish what would be my number 2, my number 1, and my number 3. So today I'm going to go with my number 3, The Shining.
The Shining.
And yeah, I love that.
I mean,
you could talk about The Shining all night, dude.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson is just so fucking good. I mean, just his insanity is just so
he's good at that, dude.
Almost said inspiring.
His insanity is inspiring.
But that's not really what's that?
Didn't he play Joker and Batman too? Like,
yeah, he did.
He was good crazy.
Yeah.
And it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo. He was good crazy in there, man. Like,
yeah. So I just rewatched it, like, everything. I mean, Stanley Kubrick, however you say his last name.
Kubrick, yeah.
Kubrick.
Not Kubert. That's that Nintendo game where you
I mean, he was a visionary, and just some of his scenes and the way he saw things were fucking brilliant too.
Yeah. Like the way he filmed Jack upside down, like he was on the floor filming him when he was in the cooler and shit, and it was looking up to it.
So much of this movie is like, his acting, like whenever she brings him like a sandwich or something, he says, "If you hear this,
don't put with me."
it means I'm working. Don't come in here. As a matter of fact, just don't fucking come in here.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Stanley Cougar Mellencamp.
Hey,
Mellencamp,
for now
yeah.
on,
Oh yeah.
I
God.
just my you and I'm gonna be honest. I've never read The Shining, so I really don't know.
It's worth a read.
Yeah.
I definitely want
Never
to.
for me, but
I want to fuck with it. That's for sure.
Me
And
too.
I actually own it. It's just I've never pulled the trigger on it, but I'm going to.
That was the first of his novels that I read, and I only read it in probably 2011.
Mhm.
It was after I met Caitlin. She wasn't yet my wife, but we had first started dating, and so I guess I kind of talked about this in our video about the Black Sabbath song. That despite all that I'll say about The Shining, like it does hold, I guess, a special place because when I first met her in person, she gave me a copy of it to read, and so I read it, and I thought it was really good and actually pretty scary. And one of the best scenes in the novel is, I think, there's a pretty good adaptation of it in the Kubrick one when he goes to I can't remember the room, 237.
237, yeah.
Yeah.
And he sees the woman in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember if there's like a director's cut or a different cut where there's another shot where it's a little bit further back and Jack sees Jack sees her as fairly attractive, I feel like, but then he like looks in a mirror and he can see what she really is.
Yeah.
I feel like. And I remember that scene is amazing of all the stuff in that movie.
Mhm.
And then in the book, I feel like it's a fantastic scene in the book. And then I feel like it shows up again when what's the boy's name?
Oh hell yeah! What is his name in the movie?
It's Danny, right?
Or the
Danny.
Danny, yeah, Danny.
Yeah.
I can't remember if in the movie when Danny's going around, does Danny see the woman?
I don't know. I know he saw the green
So
twin. I can't remember.
He
Like,
sees the girls.
yeah,
Yeah, he tells his mom because you remember he comes in there and he's been strangled.
The woman attacks him.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And at first, Duvall, can't think of her name in the movie.
it's Wendy in the movie.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy is thinking Jack done it. And so she
Yeah.
grabs him up and, runs off. And then later on, Jack's in the bar, talking to Larry, bartender Larry.
Yeah, the bartender.
His name. And, she comes in and says, basically, what's, there's someone did it, basically.
Yeah.
And he's like, finally she's going to see that I'm not the one that fucking done it,
Awesome, man. There's
yeah.
so many purpose. You could talk about that all night. Crazy. I love that shit.
Yeah.
He is a vision.
So the kid did see her, but not in the movie. It just suggested that and that's whenever Jack goes in there, sees all this, is like, attractive, fully bushed woman standing in front of him. He's holding her.
Extra points for the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to
10 out of
revisit the
10.
book. I want to revisit the book really bad. I mean, I love the movie and the book. It's been a while since I read the book, but I think the biggest difference is just Stephen King and Kubrick. They both had great visions. It's just it boils down to like a difference in philosophies, really. I think
it is.
Yeah, but they were friends. They were friendly with each other.
So the book is more heavily on the drinking because the movie suggests the drinking.
Yeah.
But is the book more heavily on the drinking?
Yeah, and you get a little bit more of. There's a little bit more backstory to like he was he may have been like he was probably a writer because all of Stephen King's fucking people are writers.
Yeah,
and I think he ends up like. I think it's implied that he maybe hit one of his students or something, and so he lost his job.
Yeah,
or something like that. And so there's some of that stuff, and then it's heavier on like he has hit Danny in the past.
Yeah,
I know what in the movie he mentioned being a teacher. He didn't say why he lost that job.
I think it's implied that he like hits one of the kids or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then it's implied again later that, or it's talked about explicitly that he has hit and abused Danny before. So that's why when Shelley Duvall sees the hand marks, that she assumes that, and she knows that he's drinking again, and assumes that he's abusing him again.
Or she thinks he is. I mean, there's no alcohol on print in this, though, right?
Right now, and so I guess that's part of it. But I feel like in the book it is pretty heavily implied that like they are supplying him with.
Okay.
Or they're intoxicating him. I guess that's the other part, is like maybe there's no actual alcohol, but they're providing the same thing that alcohol provides to him. Because then, of course, the end of the book is vastly different where, I don't want to give it away because you've not read the book, but, I'll say this, in the movie, when Jack goes nuts, Jack loses all humanity. Like, he's completely engulfed by the evil.
Yeah.
It's not the same in the book. And it's actually it's actually more tragic in the book.
From what I remember about the book, it seems like Jack in the book was a good guy that just went crazy from the ghost, but it seems like he was a bastard from the beginning in the movie part, and kind of like that's what I got from it.
Okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't even try to redeem himself in the movie, whereas in the book, that's I think the big thing that Stephen got mad about was like his version of Jack was a decent person at heart who had his demons, and at the very end of his life does something to try and atone for all of the wrong that he's done. Whereas in the book, or in the movie, like you said, he's kind of portrayed as an asshole even from the get-go, and then he just becomes more of a psychopathic asshole and then dies.
Yeah. Freezes to death.
I want to read The Shining again, the book, and then compare them to Kubrick. I want to do that like really soon, man.
There's some legitimately scary parts in the book as well.
Yeah.
I know. I was wanting to watch Doctor Sleep.
I've not seen it.
I've not had the chance to watch it yet.
Yeah.
But
my wife didn't like the book. I thought the book was pretty good.
Was that a newer one of his, or?
Yeah, that was like 2013 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay, but I'm also a big sissy, and so there was a part at the end of the book that I thought was really touching, and I cried when I read it. But I cry over everything, so.
Well, I do too.
Yeah, man, I do too, man.
I've cried over thinking about you guys. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a Stephen King thing, and then I was like, I got overwhelmed with emotion. I started crying about whatever. It doesn't matter. So ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I hear you. I wonder. There's another book he did recent, but it's about a baseball player. I cannot for the fucking life. They had it at McKay's, I know, but
is it the Colorado Kid?
It may be. Yeah, it's about a baseball player. It may be a Colorado Kid.
He's got a couple. I know. I bought years ago a pop-up book for Caitlin. That's a pop-up book version of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon.
Oh, that's who. Oh, yeah, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. That's the one I saw with K's. Yeah.
Yeah, because my wife said that's actually one of her favorite Stephen King stories, and I've not read it.
Yeah,
but it's about a girl that's like a big baseball fan.
Yeah,
but that's like secondary. She gets lost in the woods, and then the story's about her being lost or something like that.
Yeah, dude, I want to read because he's like, I know he's a big fucking baseball fan, dude. Like,
yeah, he's big Red Sox guy.
Basketball and football,
Them's Fighting Words says that he thought Dr. Sleep was okay, but probably dropped it a little lower than it should be because it was not really what he was expecting.
Yeah.
And I can see myself going into the movie like that, just seeing Jack Nicholson's performance, where I love Ewan McGregor, and I think Ewan McGregor is an amazing actor. And granted, he's playing Danny, but is his acting chops going to be the same as Jack Nicholson's was?
Yeah, that's a hard.
Well, a big part of Dr. Sleep is it's actually these like psychic vampire things.
Yeah, I actually put it on the other night, and that was like. It just showed like this girl. She's walked away from camp, and like this other like chick comes up, like hippie like chick, and then all of a sudden you're seeing all these people. And I was about to watch it, but nothing to do with the movie. The fact that old man Doug has a problem staying up, I fell asleep. So
me too, man.
Oh, dude, I told you, Caitlin's been on vacation all week, so I've been in the bed at 9:00 every night. It has been righteous.
I'm old. Yeah.
All right, Trent, let me hear that number 2, sir.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with this because it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, both the book and the movie, and it made me like really. It took me a while to warm up the dogs. To a movie called Cujo, or book, I guess. It's called Cujo. Man, that shit.
I've never seen it or read it.
Oh, dude, it's crazy, man. The dog gets rabies and just goes that dude, and this girl's in the car, can't get out and shit because he's crazy. And he was a big ass in the movie, a big fucking in the book too, a Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernard, yeah.
And he got rabies, and for a while after that, I was like, I don't know about dogs, but I
feel like it would just bum me the hell out because I feel like Caitlin said part of the story or a lot of the story is actually told from like the dog's perspective where it doesn't know what's happening to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, it's just gonna fucking bum me out.
I love that shit too, man. Like he personified. Yeah, dude, I love that shit.
And I know the ending of the novel is different from the movie.
Yeah.
So I also know if I read the novel, the dog part's going to bum me out. And then I already know the ending. So that's going to fucking bum me out.
Yeah. Dude, it was a bummer because I love dogs, man. Now.
I do too. You saw Stella up here earlier.
I want a copy of the Cujo on Blu-ray, and I've tried to score it, and I guess it may be out of print because I've not been able to find it.
Is it really?
Yeah. D. Wallace from Howling is in it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like I really want to revisit it, but unfortunately, I've not been able to. I misread Al's statement. He was actually talking about the book, and what he says does make sense. Whenever The Shining was more terrifying, and yeah. So I
can see the dark fantasy. It's almost like Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep could have been ghost written by Anne Rice.
Oh, really?
I feel like because there's all this weird like vampire stuff. Yeah. It's not like super like gay and sexy like vampire like Anne Rice, but this element of these vampires that it's like it's almost like it's asking you to do the thing. What is it they always say? Don't ask the audience to believe in like one too many concepts at the same time.
Yeah.
You've got like the psychological concept is The Shining that there's like a psychic thing.
Mm-hmm. So
then there's also the psychic thing, but in the same universe, there's also these like vampiric things that feed off of people who can do that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it enters into this fantasy realm of like there's Charles Xavier's School for the Gifted, where there's like all these different things.
Yeah. I got to check that out.
That actually gets me kind of excited, though.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And I'm not saying that to disparage it.
No. I feel you, though. I feel you. When you're going into something, you're expecting something like The Shining, where it's kind of terrifying and you actually get something completely different. It's kind of a letdown, but it really isn't all of newer Stephen King. Has any of it been scary lately?
My wife talks about this all the time, where she says that newer Stevie's lost his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
She pretty much keeps up with it and has liked quite a bit of it, but she does seem to think that he's kind of lost a little bit of the edge. But I mean, the fucking guy's in his 70s, and he's written more books since he retired than most people write in their whole goddamn career.
He's so prolific, dude. He's so fucking dude. Yeah, Cujo. The dog was fucking crazy, man. Did the dog die? I mean, he died at the end in the book and in both.
I think he has to, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And I think he kills the sheriff or whatever.
Yeah. Poor Cujo, man.
Poor Cuj.
He was a good dog, too. He got bit by a bat,
Yeah, he gets bit by a bat.
Fucking bats, man. That's why we're not on a couch doing this shit. Okay.
That's so
Somebody ate the fucking bat.
I like you, Joe. I'm gonna cry about it,
I probably will. If we keep talking about Cujo, I'll fucking cry.
Yeah. Number 2 is Cujo.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, so
what will be your number 2?
Number 2 for me. Again, I knew that this was probably going to make my list just because. In terms of In terms of adaptations, I think it's a strong adaptation, and I think it's a really good movie. And I think I can't remember if I don't think it actually won any Oscars, but I feel like at least one of the performers was nominated, and it's going to be the theatrical version of Misery.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'm hoping Misery come up, man. That was cool as shit, dude.
Look,
Which I also think is
that's my number 2 as well. So we
is
can
it number
just do our
2
twos together.
I also
Yeah.
I also feel like that is one of the if somebody said pick one Stephen King novel from the 80s, that's his best one.
Uh-huh.
I think I would go with Misery. I think that's the best of 80s Stephen. And it's not I tend to and I'm kind of contradicting what I normally say, because normally I say I like my horror to be kind of fantastic. So like I like the element of The Shining with The Shining, and I like Carrie has ESP, and there's like I like with my slashers, I like an element of hyper reality. You know, Jason is a zombie for all intents and purposes, and
Oh, me too, man. I
tend to like that.
I don't like my horror too like it could really happen type thing.
And that's partially, I think, my issue with Cujo is I was like, Cujo's just fucking depressing. And that's like why I don't generally like movies like Last House on the Left, because it's just like it's just, you know, brutal rape and brutal violence, and I was like, oh man, I don't know about I feel like I can't enjoy it as much. But Misery is, I guess, an exception to that, because it's totally plausible. There's nothing that really happens in that story that's out of this world, and there's no real psychological elements or supernatural elements. It's all the psychological, and then of course the violence in the book is way more graphic than the violence in the movie. But dude, the block scene where she knocks his ankle over. It's just as gnarly today as it was the first time I watched it. And it's just like, holy crap. And just like Annie Wilkes is, you know, she's terrifying. I reread the book about a year or two ago, because Caitlin and I thought we were going to do a Stephen King podcast, and we're still not quite sure what we're going to do with it.
I wish that happened, man. I know I've been
I
waiting.
don't know what we're going to do with it.
I hate
we
that
got
she's
caught
out
up in a
of
bunch of
town,
things.
because she could be on here with us, arguing with us.
I know. Oh, she'd love to. She would absolutely love to. And Misery came up, and that was one when we discussed it. Misery, we both agreed the novel is awesome. It's 100% recommended. The movie is awesome, 100% recommended. And it's just, I mean, what more to be said about it? I mean, Kathy Bates is fantastic in the movie. James Caan is great in the movie. And they're not the only characters, but because there's like a sheriff and a couple other people.
Yeah.
But for a movie that really takes place in like a room with like two people, it's tense.
Yeah.
Hey, Trent, the party's here.
The party is here.
What's up?
No, I mean, I totally agree, Joe. I mean, it's just like for things that happen in that book, just an obsessed fan. I mean, I'm
your number one fan, Doug.
Yes, and I love that fucking Anthrax song.
I was blown away when you picked that as your number one.
It's just because I love this movie so much, and that song. I love that whole obsessed fan thing. Not that I'm ever going to be an obsessed fan.
Yeah, right.
But you know, just that because I can feel the love that she felt. You know, I would never do that. You know, and but the thing is, it's just, you know, watching that, and the fact is, you know, for some, you know, I mean, that kind of broke the thing for him, and he started fucking writing. You know, he you know, got obsessionally writing again and stuff.
Yeah, got his writer block real good.
Oh yeah, and I mean and it's just awesome. Like the and I think we've all felt that to an extent with Trent getting his haircut. I got my hair trimmed
the other day.
You can tell.
But man. I had to get about 4 inches cut off, man.
4 inches.
I thought I just put it to my, as long as it's touching my shoulders, I'm cool, you know. It was like down my back and shit, dude.
I'm trying to think of a joke about 4 inches, and I just can't think of one. So I was thinking like it doesn't really surprise me that Misery showed up on mine and on Doug's, or just because of like how we are with the things that we like. So I think to an extent we kind of understand the Annie Wilkes thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But by the same time, everybody knows that person that is like that. And you're just kind of like, all right, dude, like calm down.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know how it is to be big fans, but we're not fucking mental like she was.
I don't think so,
dude. I was
watching. I think it's safe to say we're not. You know,
I don't think if I ever saw Paul Stanley on the side of the road that I would take his fucking body to my spare room.
I mean, I would like to lick his chest hair, but that's beside the point.
And I'd be like, Paul, you need to write me a song right now, and if it's not good, I'm gonna fucking slice your thumb off.
I can see y'all doing that. Dude, Wacky said I like indulge again, man. That's crazy.
I know. You gotta get some lipstick on though.
Yeah, nails.
Oh, brutal.
Right.
He's got the fingernails.
Yeah, black and white.
So Trent, so that was both mine and Joe's. I got that Scream Factory one going on too, y'all.
Nice.
It's of course when you get that Scream Factory, you got to get that alternate cover, that original cover whenever you go the inside. But yeah, that's both of our number 2s. So what you rate it? Yeah. Joe has the book. He showed the book.
Yeah, I showed the book.
Yeah, it was a good both movie and book. I was watching a thing already just before we get off that, kind of off topic about obsessed fans. Like the Daniel Harris had a stalker that was like
yeah.
When she cut her hair for a party, he's like, "Don't you cut your hair off, you bitch," and all that. Like,
yeah.
And she was like, she's like, I started taking like martial arts. I bought a gun. She's like, I'm gonna blow this motherfucker's balls off.
She talked about that several years ago on the Movie Crypt when she did an episode of the Movie Crypt, and she talked about the stalker.
Yeah. I just loved how she didn't get. I mean, I'm sure she got scared, but I mean, how she didn't get all girl. She's like, I'm gonna blow the motherfucker's cock off if he fucks with me. Look, she's so little and tiny, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, we should do a Daniel Harris episode. I love her, dude. I think I'm in love with her, man.
I love her too, but I have a big problem now with. There's no way to say this. It's hard to watch Halloween 4 and 5 knowing how hot that little girl will be.
I know. Yeah. And I feel the same way when I watch a Sleepaway Camp, because young Doug was obsessed with Felissa Rose until he saw
Felissa Rose is kind of hot.
She is.
But now when I go back and watch that movie as an adult, it's like, you know, knowing that when I was a kid, I was like, I was so obsessed with her. But, you know, now I'm an adult and I'm watching the movie. It's just, you got to watch it a different way. You know, you can't watch it with your.
This has got to be what it was like for Gene and Paul when they were writing things like Christine 16. That's got to be what they felt like.
Yeah.
Or when Gene was doing fucking Going Blind when I'm 93, but you're 16.
Yeah. It's a real thing, man. You get the crushes on the younger chicks. Man, I keep I'm an old bastard, you know.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah.
Sis.
Oh,
what's up, sis?
Sis, what's going on? This is my number 1.
You're number one. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me good.
It couldn't be anything other than Children of the Corn, man.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was my number 1, man.
16, the car.
Dude,
when he saw you pulling out of the parking lot that day, he knew he had to have you.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Children of the Corn is amazing. Christine, the movie. almost made my list, and that should have been my
I need to go back and watch Christine and Children of the Corn. It's been forever since I've seen them.
The thing is I just revisited Christine the first time in probably fucking 20 years, like 2 years ago. And I remember loving it as a kid. And I was like, I remember, you know, the transition of the main character going from being a dork, you know, into like, you know, after he got the car, he started getting cooler. Right.
Yeah.
I remember really loving that as a kid, thinking, well, maybe one day I won't be a dork, and once I get this fucking cool ass killing car, but it didn't happen. Yeah, it didn't happen. But I love Christine movie. But back to Children of the Corn.
Oh man, you guys made me think of something. Remember that band Malice? They had a song about that called Christine.
Yeah.
Forgot about that for our.
Was it on License to Kill with the dude with the hatchet?
Yeah. That band. Yeah, I love those guys. They always got ragged on for being a Priest ripoff, but I like their shit. I thought they was good. But yeah, I forgot about that when I was doing my list. Yeah, Children of the Corn, like it's just amazing, man. Like who was that? Like Isaac, Malachi, Rebecca. Was that another? That was one of the girls and
Outlander.
Yeah, man. Like just the sex energy in it and like the fucking torture shit in it's cool. Like when they hang Isaac up on the cross and they're like, "We're tired of your shit," you know, and you bossing us around.
Tired of your shit, Isaac.
Fucking air shit, man.
And isn't that the most movies based on Stephen King's work
there's like 10 of them.
Yeah, there's so many. There's like there's a remake and there's do you call it it's actually I guess a readaptation, but there's fixing to be another readaptation.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. I guess the movie I'm thinking of is the original, the one in the 80s that came out.
Oh yeah. I knew that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, the one with Linda Hamilton.
Yeah. I had her in it. I forget
Terminator.
The guys that played Isaac and Malachi, I forget their names. They're still close friends today. Isaac is teaching at some kind of university, teaches acting, and that whenever they have conventions, him and Malachi like, get together and drink and shit, and like you know, Malachi was the redheaded dude. I can't remember what his name was in real life, or either one of them for the life of me. But yeah,
I need to go back and watch them, and I never saw any of the sequels.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is
that one, but I haven't seen any of the other recent ones.
The second movie. This is great. It's like because all the franchises have to do this. You've got Friday. You got Friday 4, the final chapter. You've got Nightmare 5, Freddy's dead, but you have Children of the Corn 2, the final sacrifice.
Yeah,
I feel like they played it way too early in the series.
Yeah,
how are you going to go with the sequel?
Later to 4.
Yeah, you got to wait until at least 4.
Yeah,
and it gets crazy like that.
Actually, Arrow has and I know I popped this one for you guys on my top 5 songs inspired by Stephen King, but Arrow has an amazing Blu-ray for Children of the Corn.
I definitely need to revisit that.
Oh yeah, I want to get
great movie.
I feel like there's a part. I feel like it's in the beginning when Linda Hamilton and I can't remember the guy's name, but like their car breaks down. It's like very beginning of the movie, and they're kind of like walking around, and it's kind of an aimless scene where it seems like. And is there like a shot where like one of the kids comes out and he's got or somebody comes out and there's like a blade or
when she's in the car by herself.
Maybe that's it because I remember when I first saw that. I feel like I may have seen it when it was on like Sci-Fi one time.
Sarah was a little girl. I can't remember. They all had biblical names, you know. From and Sarah was a little girl was trying to help them escape, and there was a boy too. I can't remember his name, and I think one of the girls, you know, was the one when they were impregnating the girl and all this. They had all that kind of like the Lima, like fucking sex energy shit, man. It was real cool.
For he who walks behind the rose.
Yeah. You know, there's a theory that it was Randall Flagg who they were talking about from the States.
Yes.
I don't know about that though. What do you think about that shit?
I don't know either because I feel like I don't know if there's any. I'm one of those where I like those theories, but if there's no actual evidence or hints that it's Flagg, then I'm not buying it.
That's the way I feel too.
Well, it's because you're not reading The Dark Tower.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it's implied that the man in black is Randall Flagg.
yeah.
But and then also in Eyes of the Dragon, it's implied that that wizard is Randall Flagg or will be a Randall Flagg.
Shit's so fun to fuck with, think about, man. Yeah, that's cool.
But dude, it fucking blew my mind when I found out that I'll bring you to the cross. That song.
Oh yeah. Disciples of the Watch.
I've been a Testament geek since I was in high school. I had no fucking idea that was about Children of the Corn. I felt like the biggest asshole. This is like, I feel so bad when we did our WASP list and I was like, no covers. And then I put fucking Scream Until You Like It on there. And then when Doug told me, he was like, that's a cover song. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a fucking poser. See, it's more than implied. See, this is why. I don't care about this fucking Dark Tower because that's all Steven wants to talk about.
You missed it. Joe was he don't like the Dark Tower stuff.
I don't want to be touched by the Crimson King.
I'm on the sideline. I haven't read.
I've listened to 4 or 5 of them. I really like them. I think Drawing of the Three is probably my favorite out of all the ones I listened to. You know, and is it the 4th one or the 5th one? You actually get some tie-in to like Salem's Lot. You get the Father
Callahan shows up in Wolves of the Calla.
Okay, yeah. And that what was that?
5.
Was that 4 or 5? Okay.
The 4th one is the Wizard in Glass.
Okay.
He's touching you.
Yeah. It's fascinating, the whole world, man. Like, that's why I thought the Castle Rock series was really be good, you know. Yeah, I have to check it out. I only had one episode to go on, but I mean, you know, that's why I thought that, because just his whole world.
Just go ahead and marathon it and be prepared to be underwhelmed by the ending. I didn't like it.
See, I'm with Fighting Words. I think the Dark Tower is a huge investment that I'm not willing to make because there's so much that happens, and it's like, it's so fantastic that there's the drawing of the 3 into the realm, and then they switch realms, and there's the fucking Doom bots, and then there's Father Callahan is back, and then fucking Stephen King shows up, and then everybody in the book realizes that they're characters in a book, and it's like, there's a prostitute with no legs, and
see, I'm into that kind of shit though. So I guess that's, you know, I always, even the D&D shit that I do, I always bring other worlds, and like, I mean, there's one campaign I'm running right now where someone's has a Vorpal sword from one of my characters from '83. So it's just like I dig that shit. It's probably why my favorite writer is Brian Keene, because he lives on that shit. He loves that shit. You know, he learned it from fucking Marvel comics and Stephen King. So, you know, I really dig that shit.
I didn't see it. Like, I was a bar on my phone. He said something about the Dark Tower, but I didn't see it.
Them Fighting Words?
Yeah, Dark Tower just seems too much. There's a bar in way after for some fucked up reason on my phone here.
It says the Dark Tower just seems like too much of an investment. Someone was trying to tell me how many books there were in the series, and I got tired even just listening.
Yeah, I can see that. It's really like
there's 7 main books, and then
7 main books,
and then a short story book, and
The Wind Through the Keyhole.
Yeah, and then maybe a couple of short stories.
Oh, there's a shitload of like ancillary things, and then there's all the tie-ins in the other novels.
Me
so
too.
Then there's it.
I
feel like probably Dreamcatcher, Insomnia ties into it. The vast majority of his stuff has some tie. After he started writing it, there's some like obscure reference to it. that also now it's like when I see it, it like sticks in my craw. I'm just like, oh, Steven.
But
I get it.
And the thing is for a casual person can read that, they'll just read right through it. But then when you have a super fan read through that, and that's why like with Brian Keene, I can pick shit like that out. With Stephen King, not as much, just because I've not read everything Stephen's done, and pretty much Brian Keene, all of his like mainline novels I've read, and it doesn't like punch you in the face, but it's there just to kind of reward the guy that's that's read it all. And I feel Steven does that, which
he does.
I mean, with Dark Tower, maybe he does a little bit more of just pulling those characters in, and I'm perfectly cool with that. Let's get a good fucking movie though. That movie was a hot fucking garbage.
I never seen it. Fucking blue.
Yeah. Oh,
see,
I agree. I
think with it you do, because the end of it gets so fucking weird. That's just like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of beams and there's a lot of I don't know.
Well, I mean, I really can't speak to the end of it because I've not read.
And there's a lot of talk about turtles that doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense unless you know about the fucking beams. And there's bears and there's turtles, and it's like obviously somebody was having a furry party. Like, I don't know what the hell's happening.
Stephen King would be like, dude, I was on blow. Okay, not my best.
Yeah, it's 100%. That's what he's doing. I'm telling you, he's all fucking snorting lines, sticking stuff up his nose so he's not bleeding, and fucking clacking away at his keyboard, just being like,
hell yeah.
They love it.
If he's doing that fucking sequel right now, what's he writing? Is it going to be coherent?
No.
Or are we talking about a 72-year-old Stephen King?
Now it's going to be all fucked up because of his dementia.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's. You know what? Why not bring in my son to help me write this one? I mean, why not bring Joe Hill into this?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh Lord,
cool. They need to do so.
I mean, they've done stuff together. They've done stuff together,
the turtle thing.
An old legend. Goddamn bars in the way, dude. The turtles.
Yeah, the thing about the turtles.
Yeah.
It's so weird, and it pulls from so much stuff that it's just like.
Yeah. It takes you in a lot of different directions, man. That's for sure. I did like the book all in all, though, man. Like when I finished it, I was proud because I mean, like I said, it's a damn monster, man. Like it's like reading Moby Dick, man. It just goes in so many different.
I just wish it didn't have the N word in it so many times, and it wouldn't have been as bad if I was reading it, because the fact that I'm listening to it in an audiobook and it just makes me cringe. It's like
it's right. Let me think. Just nastiest bastard of a character you can think of, and
yeah. I mean, and he does a good job at that, because I hate that character. That character, I mean, I like villains. I really do. But I guarantee you I don't like him. Henry is a fucking bastard. I hate him.
Yeah, he's a son.
And so he does a good job of writing a character I really do not like. It's not, I mean, he's doing something there. I don't know if that was his idea of like, I really want you to hate this guy.
Oh, it 100% is.
Oh yeah, and it's he does a damn good job. Just to make me. I mean, at this point, I've got like 6 hours left, and I mean, I don't know that I've ever hated a villain like I hate this motherfucker.
He's the son of a.
There's nothing redeeming about him.
No, there's not. There's not. You got someone like Jason Voorhees. There's some redeeming qualities. Fucking Henry, he's a bastard. He comes from a fucking bastard ass fucking family. That fucking
he does.
You can sympathize with that, but just being a hick that's like a hick mentality that's just the son of a bitch.
I fucking.
But you can be a Southern hick and not be Henry Bowers.
Yeah. For sure. But all right. Now we got way off topic. Well,
we got way off topic.
We're still talking King, but let's get back to the list. The Blacklist.
Oh, Blacklist.
I'm not getting into the child orgy with anything, but I'll just go ahead and say that again. I'm telling you guys, I don't like the book. I think here's the thing with it. I think the S and the H are silent because I do not like. I think that story is that's. So my number one.
Okay.
And I went back and forth on this, and I'd have to drop what I think I was going to put onto the list onto my honorable mentions. One of my honorable mentions would be the '89 Pet Sematary film.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Which I still think has my favorite ending to a Stephen King story or movie. It's just terrifying. I still think I can't watch it by myself. The ending of that movie because of the way that she looks, it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But okay, number one. If I'm gonna go number one with the movie, and I'm regretting not putting Pet Sematary in my top 5. But anyway, number one, it has to be
Salem's
Lot.
I have to go. It's dated. It's super fucking 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like Mark Hamill's like sandy blonde hair 70s. And but man, there has never been a better vampire on screen than Barlow. I don't care what anybody says. Toby Hooper fucking knocked it out of the park with Barlow. And then when the little boy is turned into a vampire and he comes up to the window and he starts scratching at the window, that image with his glowing eyes, that image is terrifying. And it's not super gory, but man, I think my favorite movie vampires of all time are from the Toby Hooper Salem's Lot. And just this artwork, I think the font, I love the font. I love the image. Obviously, Ghost did the first album, kind of playing on it. I've got a pin of it that my wife got me years ago because she knows I love it. And the movie's too long. It's 3 hours because it was all played over 2 nights on TV. But I remember seeing it when I was a kid. And I remember the scene where like Barlow crashes through this window and like his familiar, of course I can't remember his name right now, is going to he's talking to the father and he's like, throw down your cross, face the monster, throw down your cross. And I say it walking around the house all the time for no reason. Like I'll see the dogs playing and I'll be like, throw down the cross, face the monster. Like,
yeah,
I love it, man.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah. And there are 2 movies that made me hate sleeping by windows. And one of those movies, as I've discussed on a Horror Buddies episode, was Friday the 13th Part 2. The second one was Salem's Lot. Because of the kids floating. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that is a terrifying scene for a kid. When I watched that as a kid, that terrified me.
Yeah.
As an adult, whenever I see the screen capture of the kids sitting out there, that's just like, oh fuck, no. It gets me fucking flashbacks, man.
I think it's my favorite Toby Hooper movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it more than Texas Chainsaw. I think.
But do you like it more? I guess you like it more than Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and that breaks my heart.
Well, I need to go back and revisit Texas Chainsaw 2.
Don't get on the meat. I love it too, man.
But man, it's just just holy shit, just Barlow. Oh man, I can't. It's absolutely. I mean, I love obviously Bela Lugosi. I love Christopher Lee, and I love all those films. I love the black and white Dracula. I love Scars of Dracula. And I just telling you guys, like we just watched a bunch of Hammer vampire films. I love all of them. Yeah. And I feel like I really like a lot of the 70s. Do what?
What about Dracula in 1970?
Oh, it's terrible, but it's worth watching.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's like, I love a lot of those 70s ones. And something about, I think, the length of the fangs. When they had super long fangs, it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And of course, I loved the TV show Dark Shadows too. So I think a kid I was always scared of vampires and stuff. And then when I saw Barlow as a kid on TV, I just remember thinking that was the most satanic, evil-looking vampire thing I'd ever seen. And I've not found one that's better.
Yeah. I feel you there, man.
The fucking poltergeist tree.
Yeah, you have a fucking point. I forgot all about that, dude. Yet again, Toby Hooper fucking with our fucking windows, man.
And that's what the cover of Iron Maiden's Fear of the Dark makes me think of, because that's the one that's got Eddie coming out of the tree.
Yeah.
And I think of the tree from Poltergeist.
Definitely, man. Yeah.
I definitely wanted to revisit that one, and I think it would actually probably be in my top 5 if it was shorter and I've watched it more. It's same thing with The Stand. Dedicating that many hours to a movie,
it's hard.
It's hard to do. So it's like some of these longer movies don't become a repeat performer for you. Stuff like, even The Shining is like 2 hours, but it's a fast 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
But with my number 1, even though Joe ripped out my heart and stomped on it, Pet Cemetery.
See, and as we were talking tonight, I was like, damn it, I should have put it on there.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. The movie is a fucking classic.
It's got Herman Munster in it.
Yeah, he's fucking the guy the kid that played Cage is just fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm lover on the remake. I
actually didn't like the remake.
I fucking loved it, and I love the ending of it. I fucking loved it, but nothing's gonna trump my my original by Mary Lambert. I love it, and I have Pet Cemetery 2 on the wall over there, and that's going to be part of my Halloween watch list because I bought it. I got it.
The Lawnmower Man.
Yeah. Oh my God. Lawnmower Man. I'm sorry, Wacky. You didn't make a list.
How about Lawnmower Man, dude?
It literally has nothing to do with the story.
I know, man. I remember going to the Dollar movies watching that movie, and back in the day in Decatur.
Man, the Pet Cemetery 2, I remember scared the shit out of me as well. And the scenes where he kills the dog just fucking bummed me out.
I could have swore it's gonna be Lawnmower Man.
But I was gonna say Zelda. When Zelda gets up and like walks at the screen, that scared the hell out of me. And of course, like the thing I think with Pet Cemetery for me, which is why I wish I could. I should go back and put it on my list now, but is because of course it takes these awful things of like, that was the book that Stephen almost didn't publish.
Really?
He almost did. Like he wrote it apparently.
Is that the one he threw in the or the fire, or was that Carrie?
It was Carrie, I think.
Okay. Well, he apparently wrote Pet Cemetery and just put it away, and he wasn't going to deal with it because he wrote it after I think it was his son Owen.
Oh, yeah. So his son's almost
he almost got hit by a car.
Yeah.
And he wrote the story, and I guess Tabitha was like, it's a little too close to home. And so he thought maybe he shouldn't. And then it was like one of those deals where I think he needed a book to fulfill a contract. So he went back and he finished it or something like that. And then, so like that whole scene with Gage getting hit is all based on something that almost happened. So, I mean, it takes this awful premise of like, of course, losing a pet or a cherished animal. And then, of course, it adds on top of something awful like that, the death of a child. And then it's just like, so it's so fucking heavy. And that book is super heavy. And then there's all this weird shit where it's implied that it's actually a Wendigo that's inhabiting the forest. But I remember the shots in the movie of, I think it's those big aerial shots when they get to the Micmac burial ground and there's the rocks laid out in the weird formation. I remember that image of it from above. And just that, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine like being? I mean, I can understand why he was not going to do that because, like, when he was 8 years old, his best friend got hit by a fucking train. Like, and that probably had an effect on him. And then he got hit by a car.
And then he was hit by a van.
And then Owen, like, damn, can you imagine? Like, I bet he's superstitious about the shit now. Like.
So then I remember the only part about the story gets a little confusing because then it's like the burial ground has powers or beyond what it can do to what you bury in it, because it's in the movie too, where like the Denise Crosby from Star Trek is trying to get back home, and she keeps getting delayed because it's like the pet cemetery is like keeping her away somehow. And I thought that part was a little weird.
Yeah.
That it knows and is trying to fight her back. But
yeah,
the overall part of that movie, and the whole, it's weird that like Victor becomes a ghost for no apparent reason, because it's not like they bury Victor in the pet cemetery.
Yeah.
He's just like the warning, kind of like it kind of reminds me of like American Werewolf in London, where you have the friend that was pretty much just doing the warning, like
Well, and I kind of wonder, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't believe I never thought of this before. And I read the book years ago, and it's not implied in the movie at all. But I wonder if what Steven was kind of going for was that actually that some of the characters in Pet Sematary have the ability to shine, and that's why they are getting like messages from the Pet Cemetery. Just like how the Overlook was a place of evil that for those that were sensitive to it, it could warp them and it could tempt them and it could bring out these horrible things. And, I can't remember the father's name that buries them in the Pet Cemetery.
God, I can't for the life of me either. Shit. I've seen the movie too.
Because he knows that it's wrong, and he knows that it's not going to be his son, just like they knew it wasn't the cat when the cat came back.
Yeah.
But they keep doing it. Like it keeps bringing them back. And it's just like Jack in The Shining. Jack knows that what he's doing is wrong, but he can't, it's possessed him. He can't, get beyond it. And so I kind of wonder if maybe Stevie was going for a little bit of that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But man, in the movie, I think it's in the movie too, there's a pretty fucking gnarly sequence where Herman Munster is telling you about the boy from World War One. And his parents buried him in the Pet Cemetery. And as he's telling you the story, you see the flashback, and it's like he's kind of hunched over. They tell you, and the boy is hunched over, and he's doing something. And when he turns around, he's eating somebody, I think.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the movie, and maybe it's a little cheesy in the movie, but I remember when they shot it, it was like, oh, dude, it's pretty fucking terrifying.
It's a crazy movie, man.
It's definitely implied and outright stated in the book that when they come back, they are eating people.
Did you like the version they did recently? I don't know if it was a remake or reimagine or what.
I didn't.
Did you did like it? I liked it. I thought it was all right. It was
Joe did not like it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I
thought it was okay. I liked the other one better. The 89, but the other one's okay. It was pretty good.
What's up, Andrea? I mean, obviously the original is my go-to whenever I want to watch Pet Cemetery.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I really did like the reimagination or
little girl
readaptation. I really did. But I mean, I think they went, I love dark shit and like the way that fucking ending. It's like when that ending happened, I was in the theater and I fucking just started laughing, and Jamie's looking at me like, what are you doing, you rude ass? And it's just like I laugh because I knew all these people up in front, they were all getting pissed at the fucking ending, and I'm loving it. I mean, I was just like, perfect. I mean, I really loved how it ended, and I loved how these people up in front of us were getting so pissed at the ending. Like,
that's hilarious.
I just fucking started laughing. I mean, just that ending was so. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, the ending to the ending to the Mary Lambert movie, I think, is the best ending to any Stephen King movie. And I think the ending to the novel, because it pretty much ends the exact same. And for all the talk about Stevie not being able to end a novel, and I tend to agree with that, I think Pet Sematary in the movie and in the novel ends perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's like he's up at night, and you know he's buried her in the pet cemetery, and he's waiting for her, you know. And I think he's playing cards. He's playing like solitaire.
Yeah.
And it's because I know in the novel he talks about his like back is to the wall, his back is to the door.
Yeah.
And he hears the door, and he describes the hearing of the shuffling feet. And then he turns around, and I can't remember how they describe what she looks like, or if it's something about what she says, and it's like, you know, she says the word darling, but it sounded like her mouth was full of dirt when she said it or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the movie they show her
fucking beautiful.
And the makeup is terrifying. She looks so scary, I think, in the movie.
Yeah.
And then I think it ends with her embracing him to do this nasty kiss, and then I think she reaches for the blade, and it cuts, and I was like, and then it cuts to a Ramones song. And I was like, holy fuck, that was amazing.
Fucking awesome. Yeah. Dude, did you what was that book, Steven? He wrote a book about writing, and it was crazy. He was talking about the end that made me think of something I read in that.
On writing?
Yeah, it said something like, he said,
yeah, that's what it's called.
You should be able to see the ending of the story before you even know, like, I don't know. I don't want to say that. You should see the ending of the story when you begin it, but even before you know the conflict.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
So, Dougie, I'm so mad I didn't put it in my list.
It's okay. It's kind of like it's kind of like Salem's Lot. I'm pissed that it wasn't on my list, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it just because I feel like I wanted to watch it again because you know, most of these I've watched in the past, you know, year or two.
Dude, I want to visit
Salem's Lot. It's been so fucking long. Wacky. About that remake of Poltergeist. Honestly, I've never seen it. I don't know if I want to see it. I really love the original Poltergeist. I thought that movie fucking creeped me out as a kid.
Oh yeah.
I've not revisited it as an adult because I just recently purchased it on Blu-ray. And that was only like 6 months ago that I actually purchased it. So I do want to revisit the original.
Yeah.
But I've not actually got the remake at all. It is rough. It's not that good. I mean, you know, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. I love the original Poltergeist though. That shit rocks, man.
So you prefer Graham Masterson to Stephen King? I mean, that's interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
I know Graham Masterson wrote some amazing short stories to like Hot Blood. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of his novels though. I actually was trying to get Feast the other day, and I was looking on eBay, and man, people are wanting way too much money for Feast. I was like, oh shit.
He wanted Shock Rock. I think about Jimi Hendrix based on him that I liked. Shock
Rock. Yeah, he was definitely there.
That Graham Masterson, that shit was awesome, dude.
There was a movie based on one of his stories. Shit. I think Shout Factory put it out, or Scream Factory put it out. Starts with an M, but I can't think of. I've never read the story and I've never seen the movie. Yeah. But when I was watching some YouTube the other day about Graham Masterson, he was like, "Oh shit, Scream Factory has that out." So I was actually planning on putting that on a mail order at some point.
Yeah, dude, that's black punk shit rocks. You can't beat that shit. That shit's just great, man.
Yeah.
They say Stephen King's like the Godfather of black punk shit. I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, he's so influential in every area, though, man. Like, you know, I mean, he's just so prolific, and he's so like he can do fantasy, he can do horror, he can do drama, even comedy. You know, like but yeah, they give him credit as being one of the like founders, I guess, of splat punk movement. And but yeah, I love
so Wacky. Are we talking about the remake Poltergeist of Dad is weirdly cold and unfriendly to the family? So when you say rough, is the remake not rough? It's kind of hard and gritty. Should I Wacky? I'm gonna let you tell me. Should I actually watch that movie? So then Fighting Words actually picked up the house that Jack built. Have you read that one yet? I just picked that one up probably about 3 weeks ago. It's actually going to be on my book haul for September.
Yeah, I'm fixing to go do a big fucking book run, dude. Like, I'll just get shit that I like. Brian Smith, I got one by him I want to fucking read. I've been wanting to read forever that I don't. That's going to be my next one, I think, man.
Which one by Brian Smith are you?
Killing Kind.
Oh, fuck. Dude, I know I've not done my five favorite books yet, but I'll go ahead and spoiler. Killing Kind is on there.
Yeah. Shit, dude. I've been wanting to read it, and then I want to get Fear of Gravity too. Finish reading that. Brian Keene anthology stuff, shorts.
I've not read any horror for a while. I've been reading Ian Fleming. I've been reading the Bond novels.
Yeah, same here. But I started reading the Adam Cesaro novel, man, and I'm just fucking like I'm just so into that shit, dude.
So with Clown in the Cornfield, I mean, this is Harper teen, but dude, I'm like 150 pages into this book, and this shit is not what I would consider a teen novel. I mean,
nah, dude,
it's fucking like the fucking first kill scene is just like fuck. I mean, Jesus Christ, the prelude where they're doing the YouTube shit. There's stuff happens in that. And I'm just like, oh man. Masterson, I mean, the best way I could sell Masterson is like pick up some of the Hot Blood series that he has some short stories in there, or the Shock Rock. I honestly, I've never read any of his novels. I just started picking. Well, like I said a couple weeks ago, I picked up the house that Jack built, and I was looking at picking up Feast, but it's in ungodly amounts, anywhere from $90 to $300. So I'm like, oh fuck. So
you'll love the Hot Blood stuff, and it's that splat punk shit's just great, man. It's got all the splat rockers in it.
So that's the one. Them Fighting Words said that actually Scream Factory has a Blu-ray for that movie, and I think that movie, yeah, and I think that movie is actually from like the 70s.
Really?
There's the Venom song about it.
Is that correct, yeah. Al? Isn't that movie from like the 70s?
I love that.
And is there any other movie based on Graham Masterson?
I'm not sure. I have to Google
it. Is Robert R. McCammon? Is there any movies based on any of his work?
Not that I know of, man.
Yeah, because I don't think so.
I heard he was back in the game now, man. He took time off to raise his daughter and shit. Who was named a Bree. That's so cool.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and he took time off to raise her. Well, hell, she's grown, so he's back in the game now. And I love McCammon, dude. He's good. And shit, dude. Just so many good horror writers. I want like Brian Smith, and when I finish reading them shorts, Fear of Gravity, Brian Keene shorts, all kind of shit. I'm about to do a big fucking book run, dude. McKay's.
Yeah, I'm looking at my book haul for September. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Night Warriors. I want to read that, Andrea. That's awesome, dude. No, I want to read that. I need to read a lot more Masterson than I have.
I've never read any of his stuff.
The one, like I said, the one that sticks out is the one from Shock Rock about the Jimi Hendrix ghost that comes back, and it was great, dude. I loved it, but it's been years since I've read it. Since I've read Shock Rock, I need to get that damn book too. I mean, you still got it, don't you, Doug?
Shock Rock, I do. Yeah. I do. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. I can see it down there.
Yeah, that's a good book, man.
Yeah.
I went to McKay's the other day, and I just got a couple of James Bond novels. And then I got for $1.95, I got Flotsam and Jetsam Drift.
So how are the Bond novels? I've never read any of the Bond novels.
It's what you would expect from a pulp spy novel from the 50s written by, an old British dude. But I like them.
And what's your opinion, Joe? Because I wish I still worked with you, because this would have been a day one minute I heard about this. I would have came to you and asked, what do you think about Bane playing Bond?
I don't know, because one, I don't know what Tom Hardy actually sounds like. So like when he's Bane, I don't know what he's saying, and then when he's Mad Max, he just mumbles. I don't know what the fuck he sounds like. But my other thing is, if they're gonna cast him, he's already in his late 40s, so they're gonna run into the same problem literally by like the second movie. Because if it takes another 4 or 5 years to put out a Bond, somebody who's 47 now is going to be 52, and so I don't know. I feel like they need to cast a younger Bond.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's a great actor and he would do it, but they keep running into this problem. If it takes him 3 to 4 to 5 years to put out a movie, you need a guy that's in his 30s.
Shit, yeah.
I mean, I agree, but then again, I think fucking Daniel Craig is stepping away too soon. Because, I mean...
You think he's got a sixth one in him?
Dude, I do. I honestly do. I mean, obviously, none of us have seen the new one, but, I mean, I honestly think, he's wanted to step away a lot, the last couple of years. So,
Trent equals Bond.
Hey, if Trent was, I guess... anywhere from Europe, right? Because, I mean, Tom Harding's not from the UK, right?
I think he is.
I love you, Wacky.
Is he from the UK?
You're my boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Tom Hardy.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. I'm pretty sure you can find that. Dude, there's a surgeons in Graham Masterson, really, though, because like I said, when I was looking Feast, I was wanting to get that. And of course, it has one of those classic zebra top fucking covers that people are fucking going crazy for. But I mean, it was like fucking $300. I was like, Jesus.
You can buy a real fucking Manitou for less than that kind of money.
Yeah. What do you guys think of John Saul or Bentley Little? Y'all ever read any of their shit, man? Like, they're horror writers. I don't know what
you know what? I've never read Dean Koontz, never read Bentley Little, never read John Saul. I don't
know a lot of horror writers.
Thoughts for that. I read Watchers and
I mean,
which is talking about Through the Eyes of a Dog. I mean, that's a damn good book. I love dog books like that. But yeah, he's a good writer.
I mean, obviously, my favorite writer is Brian Keene. I fucking love Wrath James White. I love fucking Brian Smith.
Lots of badass too, man.
I mean, I Jack Ketchum. Fucking,
I need to read more.
I guess where I cut my teeth on the 80s, horror. It's like I really flourished whenever it came to like leisure from like the mid 2000s. It's like fucking Edward Lee, all the shit they were coming out with then.
Yeah.
Gosh, really, outside of Steven, I've not really read a whole lot of horror authors besides Lovecraft.
Yeah. What he saying? I couldn't see from a bar.
Yeah, I think that's called The Store, right? It is weird about Bentley Little. Like all of his stories or all of his books are called The Something. Because I actually just picked up at fucking the evil Walmart store.
Walmart.
What was it called? It was a Bentley Little book. I just picked it up. It's going to be in my haul as well. It's called like was it The Ghost? I don't remember what it was called, but it's funny that he actually he has a book called the Store, and I think it's
that's what it so it wasn't that good, Wacky.
What the fuck are you reading?
It really didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I've got one of his books, but I've never.
I actually let someone borrow a Raph James White book. That is my top. Well,
Oh,
one of my
God,
top books ever. I let someone I work with borrow a Raph James White book, and then they looked at me like that too, like, what the fuck did you have me read?
You guys have never read Wrath, man. It's a fucking parade and fuck, dude. It's a mind fuck, man. What was that other one about the serial killer? I read that one.
Succulent Prey, dude.
Yeah, there was another one about was a serial killer too. It was damn, her name was Sarah, the main character. What was this other big one called? I think that was
The Resurrectionist.
Yeah, that's it, dude. That shit was a trip, man. Coons is
See, I've never read Coons. I've never read Peter Straub. I know
I've never read Straub either.
Stephen King actually have a couple of books done together.
Talisman, Talisman. Yeah. I read The Watchers, which is a movie about too. I really enjoyed The Watchers. It was a really good book. I was entertained by it.
I read one of Kuntz's Frankenstein novels. And that was like Frankenstein. Like, actually, the monster is kind of the hero, and he's like tracking down a psychopath. It's kind of bizarre, but I remember thinking it was pretty good.
Yeah. Kuntz is a good writer. I was the one book I've read by him. I was really into it. The Bentley. I've got a Bentley Little book that's been there forever that I need. I've not. I just find so much other cool shit to get into, and I went to it yet,
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, just buying a Bentley Little the other day. I really want to check some of his stuff out.
Yeah.
And I've actually told myself, well, I need to read a Peter Straub. I need to read a Dean Koontz. I need to read a John Saul, but I haven't. And hell, I fucking already have a stack of 5 splatter westerns I got to read now. So
yeah.
my TBR is getting so fucking outlandish. It's just like, and whenever, like Clown in the Cornfield's taking me like fucking 3 weeks to fucking read. And it's like, honestly, if I could just sit through and just read it, and had some time.
Reader.
Yeah, that's my issue too.
I fall asleep when I start reading.
I need to finish with Dark Souls too.
I'm ready to do the review of that one. I've been trying. My sister's like, well, what'd you think about it? You got to wait to the review.
Yeah. I see the review, man.
Nick Cutter, dude. I've been interested in checking out some of his things. I never heard of Nick. Yeah. I've heard some pretty good things about him.
Dude.
Also, the guy that wrote The Ritual, the actually based the Netflix movie on. He's like, I can't think of his fucking name off the top of my head though. I was actually looking at some of his novels and stuff. I think he's from the UK. I think. Maybe I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out. I'm Nick Cutter. As soon as we get off of here, I'm gonna look up his stuff, man.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about Nick Cutter.
Yeah, I want to reason to checking out new shit, dude.
So what are you reading now, Joe?
I just finished the short story collection For Your Eyes Only. So my next novel will be, the next one in line is Dr. No, but I haven't found a copy, so I'm going to skip ahead to Goldfinger.
Goldfinger?
Yeah.
No, is there any of his novels that haven't been adapted yet?
Yes. There's a couple of the short stories that have never actually been adapted. So there's one called The Property of a Lady. That the title has never been used. I don't think anything from it's ever been used. And there's one called James Bond, or like 007 in New York. I don't think they've ever done anything with. And then there's like weird ones because like they would take like bits and pieces from certain novels and stories to put them together for the movies. So like the movie For Your Eyes Only is based on parts of the short story For Your Eyes Only, but parts of another short story called Risico, and with a scene from the novel Live and Let Die.
Oh wow.
So like it's all over the place. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Hey Trent, if you want a couple of Nick Cutters to go for, Al's giving you some suggestions. The Deep, Wacky actually has that on his. It's a deep sea horror novel, and then the Troop, and the Troop actually, one of the book clubs on Facebook I'm on, Book of Horrors. They actually, someone was talking about reading the Troop the other day.
God damn, he sent me an invite for that, and I gotta fill that shit out, dude.
You need to, man. I mean, dude, but it's hard for the wallet, dude. You'll see some shit on there, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, let me eBay that. It's actually where I saw the Grandmasterson Feast, and I was like, oh, I've never seen that. And so, go look for it. And I was like, holy shit. And then I go to McKay's, and I ended up with, like I said, the house that Jack built. So
yeah. I'm gonna check that out, guys.
Like a leisure paperback, I think, or something, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what about that? Did you see the Cult of Dracula? Some guy, it's a comic coming out. One of the guys that owns Nirvana wrote it, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to check that out.
Wow.
Badass, dude. I saw it on Facebook the other day. I can't remember the dude's name. It's a short name, kind of like mine, but shit, I cannot remember for life. Remember who wrote it, but he, I guess he's part owner of Nirvana Comics here in K-Town,
So that's the one that you were talking about reading, Joe.
I think I read the first one. I don't know if I ever read the second, because Dean Koontz did a whole series where Frankenstein is kind of this. He's not really an anti-hero because he is a hero, actually. And it's like the first book is there's this kind of like sociopath that is murdering people, and it's like somehow Frankenstein starts to like track this guy down. And it's kind of it sounds silly to talk about, but I remember actually kind of getting into it. But gosh, that's been like 8 or 9 years since I read it. My favorite Lovecraft story. Well, fuck, to be honest, they're all the same. It's like person sees a thing they can't describe and their hair turns white. So I like a lot of his stories. I think the shorter ones tend to be better. I think when he goes on for too long, it gets to be a bit much. Like Mountains of Madness, I think is cool, but didn't need to be 80 or 100 pages or whatever. So, oh gosh, I don't even know if I'm ready to answer what I think my favorite.
Honestly, when it comes to H.P. Lovecraft, I have like a short story book where it has a bunch of his shit in it, and I've not made it through any of it.
It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer watching movies like, by Stuart Gordon about the subject, like, The Reanimator, which is like probably one of my top fucking 10 movies of all time. And then, I've actually...
Now, that short story is pretty good. I can't remember if it's called The Reanimator, but...
No, it's... Fuck, what's it called? I've never read it though. It's actually a part of that book. I have.
Is that the one that has the cover art that Obituary used for Cause of Death?
No. Because
that was originally artwork used for a Lovecraft collection.
I did not know that. I got to show you on my Kindle. It's just crazy. It's this Lovecraft. What do you call it? Parody, maybe. But it's. Hold on. Let me. It's actually a Reanimator parody that.
Did you know that the cover for Obituary's Cause of Death was actually supposed to be the cover of Sepultura's Beneath the Remains?
What?
Yes, it was supposed to be the cover for Sepultura, and the Roadrunner, I guess, was like, "No, you're not going to use it for Beneath the Remains. We're giving it to Obituary to use for Cause of Death." So Sepultura had to go to these. I think it's the same artist, and they used another artwork that he did based on a Lovecraft story called Dreaming in Red, and it's got like the creature, like beneath all the red stuff, and that's what they used for Beneath the Remains because Roadrunner fucked him over and said, "No, you can't use the eyeball thing."
Dude, really?
That's awesome.
Kanye West Reanimator.
That's fucking amazing. I love it. Let's see. Let me look and see if any of these. From Beyond is a good one. The Tomb is a good one. Dagon's a good one.
I fucking love the movie Dagon.
I've never seen it.
It's Stuart Gordon. There's actually a really nice Vestron movie collection or video series, whatever you call that, Blu-ray out there. It's really, really awesome.
The Dunwich Horror is good.
Edward Lee has done a lot of like pseudo sequels to a lot of H.P. Lovecraft. Wacky, have you checked out any of Edward Lee's? Now he is he does a lot of graphic stuff and very over sexual stuff, and I'm sure some of his stuff definitely dabbles in that. But like they're definitely like pseudo sequels to some of Lovecraft stuff.
Is that like Ramsey Campbell? Because I know I've not read any of his stuff, but I know Ramsey Campbell did a bunch of novels and short stories that are kind of like continuing the Lovecraftian mythos. And I feel like Ramsey Campbell did a story that Iron Maiden used as the basis for the song "Still Life" from Peace of Mind.
Oh yeah, love it.
I think that's a Ramsey Campbell story. Let me see.
Yeah, Lovecraft, dude. He's a master. Like him and Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, dude. Like I love Lovecraft, dude.
Now, Wacky. I think you may be smoking the Wacky because I know you love that sleazy. I know you do.
The sleaze.
Was you
Dude,
Wacky?
Edward Lee is fucking amazing.
I was wondering if Wacky was at D-Con that year that band played and they were all like dressed up like Lovecraft creatures and shit, man. It was crazy as hell, dude. I know you were there, Doug, because it was 96 or 97. It's been fucking years ago, man, but they were nuts, man.
Maiden does rule.
Yeah, Maiden rocks, dude.
Okay, so it's a Ramsey Campbell story called The Inhabitant of the Lake that was the inspiration for the song Still Life off of Peace of Mind. And Ramsey Campbell did a bunch of stuff, and I think Inhabitant of the Lake is one of them. That's like a continuation of that sort of Lovecraftian Necronomicon shit.
Yeah. Fucking Necronomicon's insane, man. Like, there's people that really like fucking went nuts on that shit, dude. Like,
yeah.
Was it Darkest to the? That might have been it, Wacky. Yeah, dude. It was. I cannot remember that, but they were like the creatures. The way the time they put into doing that was amazing, and they did an amazing show, man. Can't for the life of me tell they were called though. It might have been.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Well, you were. Yeah.
I know I'm yawning and sneezing over here. It's fucking ridiculous.
My battery's about to run out. If it runs out, if I just disappear because my battery died, man.
I think my actual battery is about to run out. Like I need to go plug myself in.
All right. Well, we should probably go ahead and call it, guys. Guys, thank you all for coming out and watching and chatting with us. We love this shit.
Check out Wacky World Lounge. Check out Galactic Happy Hour. Check out them fighting words. Kaiju Shorts. Those are our homies, man. You know.
Check and check out these guys. They have some pretty good videos they dropped this week on their top 5 inspired by Stephen King songs. Don't check mine out because it was a trash fire.
No way. No way.
Dude, I had to edit the fuck out of that. I was I don't know.
I filmed mine in the wrong aspect frame.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Shit, man. I enjoyed watching them, man. They were good, dude. Except mine. Mine kind of blew, but shit. I was winging it, man.
No, mine blew. But you guys rocked, and thank you guys for coming out and talking with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for all watching.
Definitely.
I love this time, man. There's a bunch of cool shit coming up, man.
Yep.
You know.
Speaking of anthologies, Trent and I will be doing some horror buddy anthologies this year. So,
yep.
I know that we need to we're doing our next Metal Bros on our top 10 Motorhead.
Yep.
I was thinking we should also think about this. I think we should start to think about maybe like top 5 kind of like Black Sheep of the Family albums. Like albums in the discography.
So albums within the discography that other people like I'm gonna go ahead and do the.
I know what you're gonna say.
You know it because you bought me the vinyl. Fucking Cold Blade. Fucking Celtic Frost fans fucking hate it. I fucking love it.
I do too.
Yeah.
So I think we should
that
think
should
about
be our next Blacklist. I mean, you just fucking did it, Joe.
And I also think this could be fun. We should split this one into 2. We should do the top 5 either bands or albums with the best cover art, and then do the top 5 bands or albums with the worst cover art, but that you still like.
Okay.
Damn, that's a good one
top
too.
5 live albums too, man. That'd be hard as shit.
Yeah, I think top live albums would be cool.
Yeah, Wasp albums. We got to do Wasp.
Yep, we got to do the Wasp albums, guys.
We got a lab on that shit.
We got Wacky.
Scream until you like it.
Hey, but no, this is just albums.
Okay,
we'll be doing the album.
Yeah,
I don't think Wacky want to jump in on this on the live albums though.
Live in the Raw is awesome.
There's so many.
It is. He'll probably agree with that one, but all right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Yeah,
thank you for watching this. If you're watching this on demand, and as always, for me, stay spooky.
Yeah,
Hit it, guys.
See y'all later.
See y'all.
See ya.
Peace.